This is the royal story. Welcome to my channel. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, William and Kate, are currently visiting Wales for work, and for them, this trip has special significance because it marks their return to the place where they started their married life together. It is well known that Kensington Palace in London and Amber Hall in Norfolk are the two main residences of William and Kate. But in fact the two did not move into apartment 1A at Kensington Palace until 2013. Before that they lived on Anglesey in North Wales, where they rented a 4-bedroom house with a remote but great view. The house was rented by Prince William in 2010, when he was working there as a pilot in the Royal Air Force, who moved there after he and Kate got engaged, and it was also their first home with their eldest son, Prince George. For the Williamses at the time, the property gave them plenty of privacy and idyllic living, and when William set foot on the island again after a few years of work and was interviewed, he said with affection, "This island was my first home with Catherine, and it will always be the most special place for both of us, and I can speak for Catherine when I say that we have never in our lives never seen a place as beautiful as Anglesey." In addition, William also said that he and Catherine are looking forward to the opportunity to return with their family and children in the future. The prince's description of the island seems to be full of fond memories of him and his wife, but the fact that William and Kate did not return with their children after that interview, as the former said, may have something to do with the fact that Kate's memories of the place are very different from those of her husband. When Kate visited a children's support centre in Cardiff, the Duchess opened up in a rare moment when confronted with a young woman raising children alone, talking about the early years of her marriage to William, and in her account, their first home seemed to bring her nothing but pain. Kate said, "When I first had George, we lived in the middle of Anglesey, and William was still doing search and rescue at the time, you know, and we wanted to be left alone, so we went there. But it was so isolated, so insulated, and I didn't have my family around me, and William often had to work the night shift, so it would have been nice for me to have had an agency like that at that time." Kate's words are certainly heartbreaking. For a new mother, this is definitely a very difficult experience. She expects help and companionship, but because of the privacy of the island she can only cope with all the problems alone, which is the result of Prince William and Kate treat their attitude diametrically opposed. It is easy to guess that Kate must have shared her loneliness and helplessness with her parents at the time, which led to Kate's mother, Mrs. Carroll, rushing there in her own car after the Williams moved to apartment 1A at Kensington Palace in 2013, ensuring that Kate was surrounded by her family when Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis were left, and that the children were well taken care of when dealing with work issues. It also reminds me of Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, who also confided in an interview about the pain she endured when giving birth to Archie, so much so that after she gave birth to her first child, a close friend spread the word that if she and Harry wanted a second child, she would definitely give birth in the US, which they did, and when they welcomed their second child, Lilibet, Meghan's mother, Mrs. Doria, was always accompanied her. There are many people who envy the lives of the royals, but behind the glamour they suffer pain and pressure that we can't imagine, so it seems logical that Meghan could not bear the pressure of royal life and chose to live. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. I'll keep sharing more great content.